Hello boys and girls, welcome to my player ratings for yesterday's bullshit performance against Leicester. I'm getting sick and tired of sitting here and doing reviews and previews and everything else about bullshit performances away from home. How many times are we gonna actually go away from home and get slapped up and embarrassed? Every single week it's the same. Go and look at some of our away performances in only recent weeks. Everton away, embarrassing. Wolves away, embarrassing. Leicester away, embarrassing. We've now conceded 9 goals in our last 3 games. It shows just how poor our defence is. They might have a couple of games where they get a couple of clean sheets and everyone thinks, well, maybe they're not as bad as you think. But then it all comes back home to reality and it's bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm absolutely fuming with that performance. I got no problem with losing against the better side and you do everything you can and you put 110% in on the pitch. But when you play like that and you just give up, absolute shambles, bullshit. So many of them players need to hang their head in shame. So many of them players are just not good enough. The ones that are good enough, you can tell that they're looking round at the other ones and thinking, you're shit, I don't want to be here. And I've got no problem with that because at the end of the day, who wants to play with shit alongside them? But what you need to do is put 110% in. There was so many players that was inexcusable yesterday. I'm sick to death of it. Yes, the sending off would have changed the whole course of the game, playing with 10 men for so long. But look at the game before that. For the opening 20-25 minutes, we had 26 possession in the opening 20 minutes. Are you mad? What the hell's that all about? We had a chance as well. Alex Iwobi, once again, misses. Bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it. Bang average footballers playing for this football club. Everything that's gone on over the last few years is now coming home to roost. The way the squad was managed, the players we brought in, the players we've allowed to keep, the players we're allowing to leave on free contracts. None of our highest valued players, any kind of asset in any way, shape or form. You look at what Liverpool done with the likes of Coutinho and whatnot. If a club comes in and, wants to buy them, they're going to have to pay ridiculous amounts of money and then they can go and rebuild in other areas. Look what they did. Virgil van Dijk. Look at us. We lose Alexis and we bring in Mkhitaryan. The hell is that? Bullshit. Losing Aaron Ramsey for a free. Nah, I'm sick to death of it. Absolutely fed up of it. And do you know what? You can't even blame Mesut Ozil for yesterday because he wasn't there. Injured again. Fucking sick and tired of it. Absolutely fed up to it. Fucking done with it. Oh, seriously, it's the day after the game and I'm still raging. I'm even more angry than I was yesterday. I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. I don't understand what is going on with this football club. You look at, like I said, the regime and the way it was built over the last few years. It's going to take years to rebuild. I said it in my interview last season at Manchester City away, I think it was, on AFTV. There's going to be a good 4, 5, 6 years before we get up to the level we need to be. I don't know. I can't say no more than that. So, anyway, let's go and get into the player rating. Starting off in goal, Goulburn Leno, the only plus of the day. If it was not for Goulburn Leno, we would have conceded about 6. Some of his saves were exceptional. He went and made up for his poor performance against Wolves, which happens as a goalkeeper. You have the odd bad game. But you know what? This guy has been immense all season. End of story. Goulburn Leno gets an 8. Going to move into the defence, and it was a flat 4. First of all, on the right-hand side, Ainsley Maitland-Niles got sent off. Shouldn't have been sent off, let's be honest with you. James Maddison, you're a cheat. Rolling around the floor, looking like he'd just been shot from the stands with a sniper, and he never got touched in any way, shape or form. But that does not excuse the performance from Maitland-Niles. Even before that, he wasn't great, and he gets a 0. Going to move into the centre of defence. First of all, going to go with Mustafi. And the one thing I can't fault with Mustafi was his work rate. He did work hard and he did try. But his overall ability and everything else is just not good enough. Absolutely dreadful. And he gets a 2. Alongside, I'm going to go with Socrates. And it was a really bad day for him. Rash, jumping into things. Works hard, but just the overall ability and everything else was crap. So he's going to get a 2 as well. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Kolasinac, and he offered absolutely nothing all game. Dreadful, awful performance. Defensively, attacking, nothing. Absolutely nothing, and he gets a 1. Going to move into the centre of midfield. First of all, Lukas Torero. And again, an absolute warrior. Worked his arse off. Done everything he could in terms of work rate and trying to get things going. But when you're looking around you and nobody else is replicating what you're doing, it's so difficult. And it was not a great afternoon. But for the work rate and everything else, I'll give Lukas Torero a 3. Going to go alongside him, and that was Granit Xhaka. And awful performance, to be quite honest with you. Absolutely sick and tired of seeing this bullshit kind of performance. I know what he can do. There's a reason why I do love the guy. But that was dreadful. James Maddison getting behind him all the time. It was just slow, laboured and pathetic. Absolutely shit performance. So sorry about that. And I'm going to give him a 1. I'm going to move into the next position, and that was Henrik Mkhitaryan. And that was a shower of shite. What on earth was that? Seriously, absolute shit. I can't wait till the end of the season. Get rid of the guy. I honestly do not see what he brings to the team in any way, shape or form. 0. Next player is Alex Iwobi, and that was a bullshit performance as well. He had the one real clear-cut chance of the game, and guess what? He missed. When he got put through from Aubameyang, did anyone actually think he was going to score? No. No. The boy is not 18, 19 years old anymore. He's nearly 23 years old. Sorry, he's just not progressing enough. Yes, he's made strides under Unai Emery and he looks a little bit better. But let's look at his overall game. The finishing. He looks like a baby giraffe. Seriously, fucking fed up with it. Alex Iwobi, 0. Next player is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And not a great afternoon, to be quite honest with you. Absolute bullshit performance. Work rate was just non-existent. And I don't know what more I can say about that, to be quite honest with you. I said it in my review after with AFTV. I've got no problem with you putting 110% in, and if you didn't get supplied service and everything else, cool. But the one thing you can't be excused of is work rate. Eddie Nketiah come on and was shutting down defenders more in 10 minutes than Aubameyang was in 90. Absolutely dreadful performance. Can't say no more than that. And Aubameyang gets a 1. I'm going to go with the next player, and that was Alexandre Lacazette. Now, the one thing you can't fault with this guy is his work rate. He works so hard, week in, week out. And yes, he is starved of service, but yesterday, it just was not going right for him. I don't know why balls were being pumped up to him like he was going to win headers against the likes of Maguire. But it was just his hold-up play and everything else. It just wasn't happening yesterday. It wasn't great, but because he's got the work rate and he did try his hardest, you can't fault that side of things. But the overall quality, just not good enough. And I'll give him a 2 for yesterday's performance. We're going to go into the substitutions. Laurent Koscielny came on at half-time because we had to reshuffle things around, and that was not a great performance. Let's be honest with you. The second goal, honestly, what is he doing? You can see Kasper Schmeichel when he's kicking it from distance and you're sitting there and getting underneath it. Let's look at the first goal as well. It was him that got attracted to the ball and got underneath it and left the man with the free header. Just not good enough. Shit performance. I'm sorry, end of. He gets a 2. Gonna move to the next substitutions, and who else came on? I'm trying to think actually. Eddie Nketiah come on. And do you know what? He runs his socks off, works hard and everything else, but he wasn't on for that long, so I'll give him a 5. Same with Guendouzi, really. Just have to give him a 5 because he wasn't really on for that long. Going to go to the manager's rating, Unai Emery. And this is an interesting one. What do I give Unai Emery for that one yesterday? Team selection I felt was right. You know, he put the strongest lineup out there that he could. But the substitutions were a little baffling. Some of the jigging and moving around of things were a little baffling. Yeah, I can't really say much more. I'll give him a 4, to be quite honest with you, just because of those little decisions here and there. But the starting lineup, he went with the strongest he had. And, you know, the players have to take responsibility. So it's as simple as that. Unai Emery gets a 4. So there we go. That is it. That is my player ratings. Possibly one of my lowest player ratings. They're lucky they didn't all deserve a 0, to be quite honest with you, apart from Goulburn Leno. Just absolutely dreadful. And I'm sick and tired of sitting here saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's dreadful. It's bullshit. And I'm absolutely sick to the back teeth of it now. So there we go. Listen, we got a massive game on Thursday. First leg of the semi-final against Valencia. We play like we have done in the last 3 games. They're going to slap us. It's as simple as that. But it's very clear and very evident the players have got their eye on that. And they've finished with the Premier League and everything else. And their mind's on the Europa now. So there we go. There will be a preview to that Valencia game in a couple of days. There'll be player ratings after the game, of course. And yeah, we'll see where we are, and we'll see whether I'm angry or whether I've actually got a smile on my face again. So listen, until that video, I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.